All right, let's just jump right in. We need to talk about a massive lie that so many of us have bought into. And that's the idea that looking rich is the same thing as being rich. It's not. This is what we call the status lie. And, getting a handle on this could seriously change everything for you financially.
So picture this. You're at the grocery store. Over in one lane, you've got the Raptor driver. I mean, they're decked out. Brand new truck, fancy watch, designer clothes, all the signals of success, right? But if you look closely, you can see the sweat on their brow as the total on the register keeps ticking up. Then, in the other lane, you've got the Toyota driver. Just a plain t-shirt, a car that's a few years old, and they're totally calm. See, this has nothing to do with the car. It's about the financial piece they actually own.
And that little scene right there, that is the perfect example of the status lie. It's this trap we all fall into where we think the symbols of wealth, the car, the big house, the logos, are the same as having real, actual wealth in the bank. But they're not. They are not the same thing at all. Okay, so let's break down the real cost of keeping up appearances, because it's way more than just the price tag. It's what I like to call an ego tax, and it feeds this status monster inside us that, believe me, is never, ever satisfied. This whole behavior, it has a name: status spending. And what's so wild is when you see it defined like this: buying stuff you don't need with money you don't have to impress people you don't even like. I mean, when you say it out loud, it just sounds completely insane, right? And yet, millions of us are doing it every single day. Let's make it super simple. Let's do the t-shirt test. You can go out and buy a really great, high-quality cotton shirt for maybe 15 bucks. It's comfortable, it'll last you a long time, or you can buy basically the exact same shirt, but with a tiny little logo stitched on the chest for $250. The shirt does the exact same job. The only thing that's different is the signal it sends.
And that difference, that extra 235 bucks, that's not paying for better cotton. That's the ego tax. That's the price you're paying to broadcast to the world that you've made it. But what you're really broadcasting is that you're trading your future freedom for just a fleeting moment of feeling important.
And here's the thing you've got to understand. All that noise from status spending is the polar opposite of building real wealth. Real wealth doesn't have to scream for attention. It's quiet. It's this deep, calm confidence you have knowing that your money, your assets are out there working for you, even when you're asleep.
All right, now let's get into the math. And I'm going to warn you, it's kind of brutal, but it's undeniable, and it shows you what those shiny toys are really costing you.
So let me ask you a question. That slick new truck, that fancy luxury SUV, the payment on that is easily $700 a month these days. Now, most people just ask, can I make the payment? But that's the wrong question. The real question, the one you need to be asking, is what is that payment truly costing you in the long run?
Well, here's the answer, and it's a gut punch. That's $700 a month. If you just invested it in a simple, boring index fund over 30 years, it would grow to over $1 million. Yeah, you heard me right. That car isn't costing you $700 a month. It's costing you your entire seven-figure future. You're trading actual freedom for a hunk of metal that's literally designed to be worthless in 15 years.
Think about it like this. Every single dollar you have is like a little soldier. When you spend it on a status symbol, you're sending that soldier out on a mission it will never come back from. But when you invest that dollar, you're sending that soldier out to recruit more soldiers, to build an army that will fight for your freedom for the rest of your life.
And this way of thinking leads so many people into the great trap of modern life, being income rich but asset poor. You see them all the time. People making six-figure salaries, driving that $70,000 car, but they have like $2,000 in their 401k. They are living on a razor's edge, just one bad day, one layoff, away from everything falling apart.
Okay, so that's the problem, and it's a huge one, but it's not all doom and gloom. Let's pivot and talk about the solution. Because there is a real, tangible path to building wealth, and it's all about hitting a few key milestones that literally change the game for you.
So, what's the first number that starts to really break the spell of the status lie? You might think it's $1 million or $500,000. Nope, it's $20,000. Why? Because something happens in your brain at this point. You finally shift out of that constant low-grade survival mode.
See, at this level, you get something incredible. It's called walking away money. It's the ability to say no. No to a job you hate, no to a toxic boss. You can finally make decisions from a place of strength, not desperation, because you know you're not one missed paycheck away from disaster. That is real power.
So let's lay out the journey in 3 clear steps. Step 1 is $10,000. That's the anxiety killer. It just wipes out 90% of life's little emergencies. Step 2 is $100,000. That's the foundation. Now your money is actually starting to work for you. And step 3 is around $650,000. That's the tipping point, where your investments can actually start to generate enough money to live on.
Now, here's where the road splits. Look at that first milestone. A status seeker gets their hands on that first 10K, and what do? They immediately run out and use it as a down payment on a new car so they can look successful. But a wealth builder, they use that same 10K to buy themselves peace of mind, to kill their financial anxiety. One choice leads to a life of payments. The other leads to a life of freedom.
And that brings us to the hard truth of it all. For pretty much everyone starting out, you have to make a choice. You can either spend all your energy and all your money trying to look the part, or you can quietly, patiently, spend it on building the real thing. But you can't do both.
And let's just be real for a second. The actual process of building wealth, it's not glamorous. It's actually kind of boring. It's automatic contributions to your retirement account. It's driving a paid-off car for 10 years. It's saying no to that fancy dinner your friends are putting on a credit card. It means you have to be okay with not looking like everybody else.
So, if we shouldn't be chasing logos and brand names, what should we be chasing? Margin. Margin is the real status symbol. It's having enough peace in your budget that a surprise expense doesn't ruin your month. It's having peace in your schedule so you actually have time for your family. And ultimately, it's about having peace in your mind, knowing that you're in control.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to really think about. Take a hard look at your own choices, your own spending. Are you playing a game to try and look rich, or are you playing the long game to actually be free? The choice, as always, is yours.